Welcome back to Dirt North. Today we're here in the studio with Phil Immisch from Leader Earthworks Civil and Mining. Hi, mate. How are you?
Good, man. How you
going?
going?
Yeah, mate. I'm not too bad. Not too bad at all.
Morning, Phil.
Morning, mate.
How are you?
Good.
That's good.
Woods, how are you feeling?
Not too bad.
Too
It's
bad?
Friday.
Friday.
Best day of the week.
Going in the weekend.
Yeah.
We've got the Yakubra Cup coming up today.
Yes, the Kempsey Yakubra Cup this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you think Twiggy Forrest will be there as the owner of Yakubra?
He could make a surprise visit. I'm not sure.
Get him in the studio.
Yeah, that's what we want. Twiggy, if you're listening.
Mate, look, thanks for coming in. We've been trying to get you in here for a while. Appreciate you coming down to Kempsey.
Yeah, no worries, man. Thanks for having me.
Mate, and look, it's no secret out there that Leader is one of my clients, and it's as difficult to get Phil on the phone as a service-based business as it is a guest on the podcast as well, mate. It's great we spend this FaceTime together.
Yeah, it's good.
Bit of table time, you need it.
Yeah, mate, It's good every now and then, get past the Zoom and the phone calls. But, mate, you guys have got an exciting milestone this year coming up to the 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, mate. Yep, 10 years.
Has it gone quick?
It has, very quick.
Yep.
Yeah, very, very quick.
A lot of growth in that time.
Heaps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't expect it would be where it is now when I started 10 years ago.
Are you proud of it?
I am proud, yeah. Yeah, very proud. It's been good.
Mate, we like the growth that I saw in the few years that we've been in touch with each other, from when we kicked off developing your website to when we actually sent it live. The amount of machines that had been added to the plant hire gallery in that window of time from draft wireframe to live was
Probably
20 or 30 machines. Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. And you got a good deal out of that because we quoted based on the original.
Always get a good deal, mate.
You do. This guy always does get a good deal. Mate, you're a bit of a mystery man. You don't have a huge online presence.
Yeah, just
Fly under the radar.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I think a few people have been excited about you coming in the studio today and hearing the story behind Leader and you.
Yep.
Mate, what is your story? Where'd you grow up? Where'd you go to school?
Grew up in a town called Mooloolumbar and went to Condong Primary.
Oh.
And then went into Mount St. Pat's, which is a school in Mooloolumbar.
Yep.
Yeah, finished year 12 and then grew up on a banana farm. Parents were, my dad was a librarian.
Yep.
And then he was a bus driver and a banana farmer.
Good old banana farmers.
Yeah, so I was pretty lucky. Grew up on out in the country a bit, a bit of space. And hence why I sort of got into earthmoving and yeah.
Was there a bit of plan on the farm? Like, is that what sparked your interest?
Yeah, I think when I was about 12, my old man bought a little Toyota SDK6 Bobcat, and that was our first machine.
Yeah.
So I'd just jump on that after school and race around the property, cleaning up roads and pushing trees over and cutting in motorbike jumps, and that was what I learned on.
Learn on,
plenty of room to ride the bikes. And so, mate, you probably weren't at the library with your old man reading books.
No. By the time I came around, he was not doing that anymore.
Doing that, yeah.
Didn't pay enough, and
hands on.
Yeah, I had an older brother, and so he was banana farming and driving coaches and buses.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you eat plenty of bananas?
We did, mate. I hated them when I was a kid.
How many you get off a plant? How many cuts did you just get up there?
How many trees? I think he had it was a 50-acre property, and we had probably 5 or 6 acres of bananas.
Yeah. That's enough work, isn't it?
Heaps of work, and it's so steep.
Yep.
Yeah, where our property was, so it was hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he didn't do it for that long, and prices
dropped.
Yeah.
Then they all moved up to Innisfail where they could really grow bananas, and
where the land was a bit flatter and a lot more sun, a lot more rain, and
Mate, very tropical, very fertile. As I'd recently moved up to southeast Queensland, very snaky. We were talking about snakes earlier as well, man. It's and being a banana farm as well, notorious for being snaky places.
You got a foxy?
Yeah.
Have you got a fox terrier?
No, we used to have a Jack Russell.
Jack Russells, that's what they use.
So they were unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to get one now, aren't you?
I should get another one. Yeah, we had them when I was a kid growing up. Yeah.
It's phenomenal that these little dogs are just so fearless with that. Just ingrained in them to kill.
It was a pretty common occurrence when we were cutting bananas that you'd put one on your shoulder and carry it up the hill. They'd call it humping it up a hill, and a snake would roll out on your back.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, I'm all good with snakes.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
But
even the Browns?
I was wary, but
Yeah. So was that your first job in the family business, or did you have
that was the first job,
Yep.
helping my old man with bananas, and Yeah, that was it.
Yep. And then, so mate, from there, you've obviously got into the earth moving sector. How did that come about?
So I learned how to operate a little bit on the property.
Yep.
And then when I was a bit older, maybe 15 or 16, my old man bought a 12-ton Cato excavator to do a bit of work on the farm. So I learned how to operate an excavator just.
Yeah. Plenty of repairs you would have to do on that old girl.
Yeah. And then finished year 12.
Yep.
Didn't really know which way I wanted to go in life, but I knew I had that skill, and I always wanted to have my own, loved earth moving and loved machines and engines. And so I got my first job working for a horizontal drilling company, operating an excavator, lifting drill pipes onto the rig.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And then doing little bits of excavating work around the drill rig and stuff like that. And did that in Brisbane. Was with Co-Drilling. I don't know whether they're still around or not. But yeah, and I was doing 7 days a week, 12-hour shifts, 2-3 months out of leaving high school.
Earning some money then?
Earning good money, but didn't go to schoolies. Just worked, mate.
Yeah. Mate, you do have a good work ethic. It's definitely something that is pretty evident, mate. So it's cool to see that it's existed from back then.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I was with them for a little bit and did that, went to Sydney with them doing that, and then didn't feel it was right for me, so I moved back to the Gold Coast and I got a job working, operating excavators in the civil, doing subdivisions and pipe laying and then after that I got into mining.
In the mining side of it, yeah.
When you went to Sydney, big culture shock growing up in my Wollumbar area. And then down there. Where were you down there?
So we were, Warragamba Dam was one of the projects. So I was living in Penrith.
Yeah, oh wow, Penrith to Wollumbar juxtaposition.
The next one was Liverpool.
Oh wow, there you go. Mate, we got carjacked in Liverpool when I was younger. I wasn't in the car, but I went out with my mate. He had an S15 Sylvia. We waited at the servo. These guys jumped in. They never came back. And then my mate come back later and he had a knife pulled on him. Broad daylight, Liverpool.
Yeah, right.
Good part of the world. Friendly, locals.
I never had anything happen. But I was pretty careful.
It's all right down there,
yeah.
So mining, where did you go first? Where did you sort of head off into?
My first mine was Ensham.
Oh,
I don't know whether you remember the big floods they had up there.
Yeah, we've filled all those pits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
massive. 2007. 2007, yep.
So that's where I was out there.
Yeah, wow.
When that was happening.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So lost a few bits of kit too.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was eye-opening.
Yep.
Yeah. The shit that I saw there and some of the jobs I had to do
afterwards
and the years following that.
Yeah.
Do you guys get any gear out of there?
No, we didn't actually.
Yeah.
They resurrected some of it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was just amazing how it just flooded the pit and they couldn't get the gear out quick enough. Yeah.
I remember seeing photos of it at the time. It's when I was here.
Yeah, so amazing what that floodplain rolls through.
So what were you operating there?
So I went out there operating 30-ton diggers. I was with a little drainage crew.
Yep.
We were assisting with the recovery of some of the machines and putting new open drains in and stuff like that. Then I moved on to working to one of the main contractors in the mine, Graham's Plan Iron, GPH.
Oh, yeah, yep. Seen Blake the other day.
Yeah. So that was worked for them.
Yep.
And then I was on a 50-ton excavator for a lot of the time, doing just the mine civil works, buns and drains, and had a lot to do with that, cutting in tracks down the spoil on the low wall to recover. Put pumps in
and
pump all the water out of those pits and
How long did it take to clean that up?
Years, man.
Yeah.
They ended up pumping a lot of the water into one of the other pits down the other end of the mine. And just sacrificed one pit.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah.
So that got you into the mining.
That got me in.
Yep.
And then got into learn a lot with Graham's. One of the best jobs I ever had.
Okay.
Yeah. Top bunch of blokes.
Good guys. Yeah. Yep.
Some of my mentors that I still talk to now. Yeah. Learn a lot from them.
Yep. Hey, Blake, if you're listening.
Yeah. And so just progressed from this 50-ton excavator. After we finished doing a lot of that flood recovery work, they had one of the coal mining contracts to get the high quality coking coal from the bottom of the pit. They called it semi-soft coal. Right. So it's like the coal that they'd make the steel with.
Yep.
So, and the Earthmoving mine didn't have a wash plant, so you had to have a very good operator.
Oh, to make sure you don't get it contaminated.
Digging the coal off, and there was lots of different processes and procedures to make sure that the coal came out as clean as it could to be able to get the best price.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was my job.
Right.
Yeah. And,
precision in a mining cut. Yeah.
Precision, and then you had to meet your, productivity.
Tonnages out
every day. And, so I did that for a year or two and then progressed from there. Those guys got into pre-strip. So they bought a 2500 and some 777s.
Yep.
Got on the 2500 and did that for a bit, then progressed into one of their leading hand supervisors and ran their crew.
Yep.
Yeah. And they had a fleet of D11s and...
You love getting on the bigger stuff at that
I just
point.
loved it. So I just learn a lot, mate.
Yeah. That got you into that area and...
Yeah. Got to spend a lot of time on all the different machines.
Yep.
Yeah.
So where did you go? Did you go all around Australia when you were in mining?
I did. Yeah. Yep. So when that finished up, I went north a bit, went up into Copperbella mine.
Yep.
Did a bit there. And then the sort of the GFC and mining happened around 2011, 2012. It got pretty hard.
Yep. Yeah. 2012 was I remember May 2012. It was a start of the, and then it took till 2016 to even get back there. Yeah.
So a lot of people lost their jobs. I was one of them at Graham's Plant Hire.
Yep.
They ended up winding down at that Earthmoving mine. Like some of the reason was they went underground too. So the mine
cut their open top. So
it was sort of winding up anyway. But that's why I went to Copperbella, and then did a few months there. Didn't really see a future there, and there was lots of work in WA. So I applied with BHP.
Yep.
And ended up getting a crank over in WA at Area C mine with BHP.
Yep.
Yeah.
In the red dirt then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was completely different.
How was the change leaving
the cockatoos are red over there?
Yeah. A bit different. Yep. Yeah. So just the way they mine as well, from coal mining, we were doing strip mining.
Yep.
Yeah, and had a big high wall and
totally different.
Totally different.
Yeah, right.
Whereas the iron ore was like block mining. So you'd still have a pit, but just the way you mined the material was different.
Yep.
Yeah, you still have like overburden and waste that you get rid of, but then you might hit an ore body, 20 metres from the surface.
Right.
And then nothing the next layer, and then the next switch you go down.
Block it.
Yeah, so they'd tape out all these blocks, and they'd be all different colours and different grades, and just different.
Being on the digger, you'd see that first too, really.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And you were progressing through to bigger gear by this point too? Were you operating?
Yeah. So when I started over there, I was started on the 2500s, Hitachi 2500s.
Yep.
Yeah. And then 3600s and 996 Liebherr.
Yep. Yeah, big Gobi, 600 tonne.
Did you love operating the big that stuff?
It's the best digger.
Yeah, right.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were backhoes up there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, diggers.
Yeah, all diggers,
yeah, not face shovels.
Not face shovels, though.
Yeah. They have them.
Yeah.
But we didn't have one on the mine
on the
where I
block.
worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd have to have a backhoe, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is like 20, is this still like that post or in the GFC kind of
Yeah, that was 2012. I think I started there.
Yep.
Yep.
So 2 years from then, leaders obviously kicked off, coming up to 10 years. So what was that next sort of 2 year phase? Had you started to think about you wanting to do your own business by that point?
A little bit, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, like the mining life's tough. At that point, I had a wife and my first daughter, and the second one on the way. So,
mate, hats off to anyone that does it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do that.
It's
it's hard work. Yeah.
It was 2-1 roster.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a long time, and then flying back to the East Coast.
So cutting in your time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, look, I guess I always wanted to start my own business from the beginning when I was at school. I loved the industry. And
So Leader, strong brand, man. Very strong brand name.
Where'd it come from?
Where'd you come up?
Hey, where'd the name come from?
It's actually pretty hard
Some
to pick a
people
business
think your
name.
name's Phil Leader.
No.
Yeah.
No. So I just sat down one day brainstorming after I worked out, I'm gonna start my own business.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I thought I need to come up with a name.
Yep.
What am I going to call myself? Do I want to call myself something to do with my name? And I thought no, because if it grows into something really big and I want to sell it, or if I want to move into, if I want to use the skills that I've got to do another type of business,
or back off and let someone else run with it.
Yeah, like I didn't want it to be my name.
Yep.
So I thought, brainstorm, came up with a few different names, and I thought Leader sort of fits best what I wanted to represent.
Out the front.
Wanted to be the best, mate.
Yep.
So, and that's sort of the attitude I've always had with work. Always had something to improve, and always wanted to do really good work and be proud of what I did.
Yep.
So,
yep.
Yeah.
It's I've seen things online where like a lot of American contractors don't brand their machines up for various reasons. They don't want people to ring up and complain about certain projects and things. But prior to ever meeting you and working with you, like I knew your brand. I'd seen it on highways everywhere, and
so it's on the highways, and you see it.
It's very iconic, and man, it's strong.
It stands out. Yeah, it did. It took me a few months to come up with it all, and
I had to ring up Buddy and go, "Who's the leader?"
But
mate, you very particularly know what you like, and just to clarify, I didn't come up with the brand, so I don't know whoever worked on you with that brand. I'm sure it was a pretty arduous process.
I went and sat with a graphic designer, and I did it all.
Yeah,
just went through all the different colours, different fonts.
Once you
I
got
already
the name.
had my name.
Yep.
And just designed it with her, and
And you'll tell us about your two businesses that you have now.
Yeah, so now we've got a different arm where we sort of split just from plan hire, and we're doing projects as well. So Leader Civil and contracting.
Yep.
So
in that space,
yeah.
Did you?
Hence why I wanted a name that I could adapt. Yeah.
Multitask.
Yeah.
Did you have a vision back then that it was ever going to become this, or that it would? Did you sort of have a stepwise plan for where you would eventuate?
Beginning? No, I didn't think it would be. What it is now, but after a few years, I started to I had a vision of what I wanted to create, and
where you wanted to go,
I wanted to go. And,
How was that process? Like when you decided, look, I'm going to quit my job. What was the first bit of gear you bought? What was the element of risk involved? How did you do that transition?
What was that first move?
So it was probably July, August, 10 years ago, that I really started to look at machines and heavily researched what I was going to get first. And I thought a 5-ton excavator would be a good fit. Yeah, can come home and I can work it on my time off from mining.
Oh yeah, your wife would have loved that.
And there's lots of work in the local area, and I thought I'll build my business working for the mum and dads and neighbours and doing dams and roads and driveways, and I'll try and bring some of the knowledge that I've learnt from working in mining. And the final trim I was doing in construction before I went mining. Try and bring those two together to give my client a cost-effective and really good product. So
good alternative than what was out there at the moment, or you just wanted it?
That's just what I wanted to represent. Yeah.
A good versatile machine to start with too. Like you said, you could do a fair bit.
What was it?
It was a Kubota.
Kubota 5-tonner.
U55-4 was the first machine.
Who'd you buy that off?
I bought that from Lismore, Lismore, Dean Marsh.
There you go. There's your first.
It actually wasn't the first machine I bought, to be honest.
Right.
It was the first machine I started working properly.
Working with,
when I was 18, working for co-drilling, I saved a lot of money, and I bought a Komatsu D2A dozer, and I thought I was going to, on my time off, do the same thing. But didn't have the time. I ended up just fixing it up and selling it, and I made a bit of money. And I thought I don't have the skills either back then to be able to run a business, or it wasn't very good.
Ready.
Wasn't ready. So I thought I'm going to go out and learn as much as I can, and then when the time's right, I'll start.
Step into it.
Okay. And that's what I did. So yeah.
And then your private work like that just got too busy, of course, did it?
Yeah, so they started with that U55.
Yep.
The 5-tonner, and then I needed a truck to get it around.
Yeah.
So bought a truck. It was a Sterling truck.
Yeah.
Piece of shit. Yeah, it was forever.
Tipper.
Yeah, tipper. Yeah. When I wasn't, it's all I could afford.
Yep.
But yeah, when I wasn't working
You fixed it.
in the mines or working on the machine, I was in my shed welding and fixing the truck.
That's it.
Yeah. Trying to keep it in rego, and I learn a lot.
Yep.
So that was one of the reasons as well that pushed me into just not buying secondhand gear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just everything brand new. Don't have to worry about it, and I spend my energy doing a good job rather than fixing
it. Yeah. So how many hours do you think you'll be running those out to?
So that what are you talking about?
Like, will you sell them after 10,000 hours or trade them in?
Just depends on the machine.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah. So
probably does, doesn't it? Like if it's a
Like we work out our cost per unit now on the each different type of machine, and I sort of like roughly maybe in it just depends on the size. So a small excavator, you're only really going to get a few thousand hours.
That's
out
right.
of it. Compared to a 30-ton excavator, you might get 5,000 to 8,000 when it's a good time to sell.
Yeah, before you do the pumps and stuff like that.
Yeah. And again, it depends on the brand. So, but yeah.
So and just to clarify for some of the listeners that mightn't understand that, and that was interesting when we first started working together and scoping your site and capability statement, that sort of thing. I said, "Oh, what's your maintenance program like?" You're like, "I don't really have one. Everything's just under warranty," and they come out and fix it. And I was like, "Okay, so that's basically your business model now. You've got a couple of bits."
Was
we got a maintenance program, but it's that's
spinning filters and easy shit.
Yeah. So, going back to where I started, the next machine after that was like a posi track, and then then bought my first cat machine, was a 315 excavator.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we were doing like a lot of ag work.
With a blade on it.
Had a blade on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And when did you have to realise that you need to hire someone to help you, or operators, or
straight away?
Was it?
Yeah. Right.
So my the week that I had off from the 2-in-1 roster just filled up very quick.
Yep.
And then the jobs got pretty big where I couldn't just stop them while I'd go back to the mines.
Oh shit! So you done that as well? Some of the bigger jobs. Yeah.
Yeah. So I put someone on to help me.
Yep.
But yeah, for those first couple of years, I was still in the mines working, and then I was operating my bit of gear on my time off.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I managed to pull a really good roster at work in the West, where I'd do 2 weeks on, 1 month off.
Oh, wow.
Filled that month with work.
Yep.
And then eventually pulled the pin.
Not flying back, yeah.
Was your phone running hot over there, or are you trying to book in jobs?
Yeah, I'd be down in the pit.
No, you weren't allowed.
On a 996 loading trucks.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't. You're there watching that load, make sure you had the highest capacity in that bucket.
I still did that.
At each pass.
Yeah.
So then, did you guys? Where'd your fleet expand to from there? Like, you guys were still focused on diggers and.
Yeah. So I was into everything: diggers, dozers. Yeah. Had when I first started, we had built it up to about 4 machines in the first few years.
Yep.
Where I had one of each: digger, dozer, bobcat, truck, and then I was still doing a lot of mum and dad work, agricultural work, and I just thought I want to get into the infrastructure and highway work where I'm guaranteed to get paid. I've got a pipeline of work in front of me, and
and so you guys started then tendering and that sort of.
Yeah, started. Went down and just caught up with some guys on the site.
Yep.
And they gave me a go and sort of went from there.
Yeah. So these tenders, they come about easy, or do you have to work for them? Or?
You got to work for them. Yeah.
Yep.
So a lot of it's relationships as well. Yeah. It was very hard to get going.
Yep.
Doing that work, but when you do a good job, got a good attitude, you start to build a reputation.
And get a recommendation then. That's a big thing in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
your fleet's going like what? And you obviously try to get everything utilised and moving it from project to project. Like, what are you expanding? Have you got a yard at this point? What are you guys doing there at this point in your growth? No, like back then.
Back then.
Yeah, when you got a few bits of gear, like we just parked up at home. What were you?
Mate, I was running out of a property at home.
Yep. On sites.
And like, you're not making money when the machine's in the yard either. So everything was out working.
Yep.
And I do all my maintenance on site. Like, we don't bring machines home back to a yard to do maintenance. So try and get it all done on site.
If you can do it on site, do it on site.
Yep. And ran very lean. I was still on a machine.
Yep.
A lot of the time. And
you always are.
I still am now. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm an operator.
Yep.
So
you brought that skill into
Yeah.
I reckon out of the last 10 phone calls you and I have had, 7 of them, you were either driving a truck or in a grader or in an excavator.
Yeah.
That's probably...
Yeah.
That's awesome to see, man.
Yeah, hands-on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Yep.
That's
being a hands-on boss helps your employees as well look at you.
Yeah.
You go, you're having a go.
Yeah.
Not
and I want to be able to teach people too what I've learned.
Yeah.
So,
do you know your fleet size now, like to the number?
not to the number. No, it's over 120 bits a year. And there's 70 odd dig units in that. So
Digger units.
Dig unit like dozers, graders, diggers. Yeah. Rear dumps.
Bigger,
Yeah. So
did you always was there a focus on a specific type of machine you wanted, or was that just influenced by the project wins that you guys were going for? You were just getting the machinery.
A little bit of everything. I sort of really wanted to stay with machines that I could operate well.
Yep.
And I didn't want to buy or get into equipment that I didn't know. I wanted to use the skills I had.
Yep.
So I stayed with sort of excavators, dozers to begin with.
Yep.
And then eventually got into graders.
Graders as well.
Yeah, so...
But the diggers are a big part of your business by the seams of it.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You cut your teeth on it, so...
Yeah.
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 There's brand recognition when you drive past them because you got your logo up nice and high in the...
So you got a few Moxies as well?
Got some, got some ADTs.
Is that excavator Moxie the best way to move the dirt in those projects at the moment, or...?
Just depends on the project, mate.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's what we're trying to get into more, is that bulk earthworks, and I've got a fleet of 745s.
Yep.
And some bigger diggers.
Any scrapers in this?
No scrapers. I don't know scrapers. So
hard.
Been from mining, everything was truck shovel. So I know that well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bringing that application into a civil bulk move. Yeah. Get some stuff done.
Are you still doing much of the ag stuff and the dams and around up my Wollongong Bay area?
No. We just stick with the motorways and government funded work and some wind farms, mining. Bit of mining work. Yeah.
So you're going to step into that mining?
Yeah, we're in it a little bit now.
You got machines over in WA now, don't you?
Yeah. Little toe in the water over there. See what happens.
Yeah, we're setting up over there. So
yeah. What are you going to put in there? Like diggers or
everything?
Everything again.
Yep.
Sort of replica that
model
what
over
we've
done over here.
Yep.
Over there.
Yeah.
You'd know that flight to WA pretty well.
I do, mate. I missed a lot of flights too.
Yeah. They're probably the red eye. It's just shocking to get on.
So, mate, you've cut the cord. You've finished FIFO. You're full-time into leader. What was that transition like, the change, going out on your own fully?
It was very tough, mate. Yeah. So a lot of hard work and waiting for people to pay you as well.
Yeah, that'd be a big thing, eh?
Trying to keep up with mortgage payments and machine repayments, fuel payments, and paying your wages as well. It was very, very tough those first few years.
Yeah. Get someone draw you out a month or two. And...
very tough. Yeah. And hence why I wanted to get into that government funded work as well.
Yeah.
So I just heard so many horror stories of guys not getting paid and going broke. So I wanted to make sure I just eliminated that and
that risk.
That risk.
At that point in your business trajectory, like, cash flow would have been the biggest stress, like the biggest challenge?
One of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say it probably would have been.
Yeah.
Like at one point there, I was 3-4 credit cards maxed out,
Maxed
wondering how I'm going to put food on the table for my kids and waiting for people to pay me. So it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
And you just got to work every day you can.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and I learn a lot from mining, the efficiencies and getting the most out of your time.
Yep.
And brought those values that I'd learned into my business, and that sort of helped me.
That on the clock.
Yep.
Production. Yep.
Making sure the machines were available to work the next morning.
Yep.
So I'd be up all night fixing what
Anything
I had to
went
do.
wrong,
Anything went wrong, and just being very efficient.
Yep.
Was your old man involved in Earthmoving? Did he have a hand in the beginning of the business?
No. Not really.
Yep.
Yeah. So like he had a couple of machines on the farm, but he didn't even bother operating them. I'd do anything on the farm that he wanted done, and I started myself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Were they supportive of the business at the start?
Were they? Yeah. Yep.
Nervous, very nervous. They weren't people that took risks and didn't borrow money, and there I was ticking up hundreds of thousands of dollars when I started, and then millions.
Did your dad go on tour or anything?
Never. No.
You run the other way.
No.
Yeah.
It's surprising when you start, like how many people say you're mad. What are you doing?
Yep.
But you just can't listen to them.
Yeah.
And you gotta. You gotta like
work with your heart,
believe in yourself, and have a crack. So.
And any family working with you?
My old man, he helps me every week now. So he works in the business.
Yep.
He's like semi-retired, but he's picking parts up and running stuff up and down the coast for us and helping out.
Yeah, and full supportive then now.
Very supportive.
Does he love it? He loves.
Yeah, he likes it.
Is he on top dollar?
Is he on a consulting fee? Like, how does that work?
Just a salary.
Yeah. He gets looked after. Yeah. Oh, good.
Cool. Do you reckon? And have you got 3 kids, 4 kids?
Got 3 daughters.
3 daughters. Wow. Yeah.
Do you have a vision for the girls coming in and taking the reins one day?
I think they all love it.
Do they?
Yeah. So when I started, like back in the early days, they're always helping me out, coming down the shed, helping me weld and fix stuff and clean. So they're right into it.
They're into it. Yeah.
My daughters can operate the excavator and drive a bobcat.
Yep.
So
show a few boys up.
Yeah.
They come knocking on the door.
So they do love it.
Yeah. Has your wife ever been involved with the business as well, or does her thing? She's
very supportive, like looking after the kids, and she helps out.
Yep.
So, but more so just
supporting the family
in the background and supporting the family, and I haven't had to worry about that.
You've never tried to put her up in like a D6 and show her how to do it?
She's had a go.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So did you have a vision for it to become what it has now?
In the beginning, no.
Yeah.
But it progressed into it. And we are where we are today because of our amazing team and picking the right people to work together. And work with. And it's everybody's hard work.
So will you pick someone and go, you've got a bit of potential, I'm going to put some work into you?
Yeah, it takes a while to get to know somebody.
Yeah.
But,
you train him yourself?
Try to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. It's I'm still learning too. So I'm an operator. So that's what I know really well, and how to do the work that the business is contracted to do. That's what I know how to do.
Yep.
The business side, I'm still learning as well.
Yeah.
But the key to our success is the great people that we have working for us.
Working for you. Yep.
Yeah. That have the same vision and
good,
proud of what
what
we're achieving,
and got that same sort of perfection as you have in that civil space.
Yeah, and that's what people say. Like, your brand is more than just your brand image. It's what your brand is. What other people tell other people your brand is, and that's dedication to quality. The people you've got working for you, the quality of machinery you guys have got. Like, I guess, and that was your vision, really, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Just to give the guys or have the best tools for the job. Hence why we chose Caterpillar, because that's what I believe they are, up there with the best machines out there and the best service.
Yep.
And to give we're contractors. Our job is to do what we're doing better than what our client's doing it. Otherwise, we wouldn't be there. So.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have the job. Yeah.
So, like, would you say that apart from like combining that focus with civil and mining, like your point of difference is that dedication to efficiency and quality? Like, is that what you're really focused on? Is that your point of difference?
Yeah, productivity,
Moving dirt.
efficiency, and then safety as well.
Yep.
So, and reliability, having good equipment, having the best tool for the job.
Yeah.
So that's what we represent.
So where do you see yourselves going now? Like, you're going to hit the WA market. You're going to buy a fleet of 793s.
Who knows?
797s.
Yeah, look, continue what we're doing, mate.
Yep.
So supporting our clients in the construction industry, and then expanding into a little bit more mining, and then our project work as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you could go in and price a contract with trucks. It just all depends on the cubes, I suppose, is it? What's got to be moved? Is that how it...
Yeah, it's there's lots of factors, mate.
Yeah.
So where the job is, who it's for.
Yep.
That's a big one. You know, the difference between working for a tier 1 contractor on the coast to a BMA or a BHP. There's a massive difference in what the price is going to be.
Yeah. There's so many extras.
Yeah.
Yep.
So many extra compliance and
MDG spec.
Yeah, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. So you don't need that on the roadworks.
Not to as high standard as what the mining.
Yeah.
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they going to bring in tier 4 a lot in that civil market? Do you know?
It's in. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a prerequisite yet.
Yeah.
But it is. Like a lot of the gear is tier 4.
Yeah. And that's what I thought they might have been calling for, guys with that gear only to come on site.
It will happen.
Yeah.
But we haven't had one yet.
That's the next phase, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's
Do what you can. Yep.
Yeah, I don't like it. It makes it so much harder. It just adds another element of
another cost,
downtime, or like a lot of the reliability issues we have from AdBlue.
AdBlue, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the downtime is AdBlue related.
Yep.
Yeah. So
or an electronic fault.
I try and buy tier 3 now.
Yeah.
For as long as I can.
You have to, yeah.
And mining, well, you don't want any of that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit of a...
What do you see as the biggest challenges and opportunities in each of the 2 sectors that you're operating in from your position? Like, what's the biggest challenges and biggest opportunities operating in civil?
Like staff or equipment?
It's always staff.
Yep.
Yep. Very hard to find good people. Look, it's the
weather.
Weather, mate.
Yeah.
Weather's a massive one.
Especially on this coast, eh?
Yeah. So
just upset so many roadwork jobs.
A lot of the mining projects are a little bit further west, so they're not as affected as what they are working on a highway on the coast.
Right on the coast, yeah.
Yeah. And then just the rates as well. Like they're better in mining.
Yeah, and you get more hours, of course, don't you? Yeah.
I've seen
the compliance is higher in mining to civil, but
yeah. And that's the extra cost, of course, that you've got to take in accountable for. Yeah. Well, is there any big infrastructure spends that the government have got out at the moment, like in New South Wales or Queensland?
Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah.
So you got your Coffs Harbour bypass. That was a big one. You got the Sydney Airport. That stuff's still going, and
there'd be a fair bit of little work.
Still out there.
Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah,
there's a fair bit going on. Newcastle and west of there.
So, the Singleton bypass. That'll be coming up. Yep.
Yeah. Hexham.
Yeah.
Inner city. Yeah, there's lots going on in New South Wales.
Yeah. And then the Olympics will come in Brisbane.
Yeah, so there should be a lot
pushing
coming up.
In there, yeah. So, a bit of a good space for that civil market at the moment.
Yeah.
You think, yeah?
It's there was a massive pipeline of work supposed to come through, but some of it got put back. And
was that because of the Labor government coming in?
I think so.
Yeah.
A fair bit got cut. They didn't communicate
like
a lot of it.
Inland Rail was supposed to start a few years ago, and it's just
it hasn't happened, has it?
happened.
Yeah.
It was one of those things that, like, election time, you see all those promises, but as soon as Labor nipped in, you didn't really hear much of, like, they'd cut it, but they didn't really tell you too much more. You just feel it as an operator, I guess.
Yeah. Wait till next year, and it could open up. Yeah.
What's been the biggest learning curve in this growth journey from doing FIFO and managing a machine back home to now having 120 bits of gear all across Australia? What's been the one biggest learning curve?
Dealing with people, mate.
Yep.
Yeah. It's different personalities and just.
Have you got a HR manager, or is it you?
We got someone that helps with HR.
Yeah.
So that's probably been the biggest learning for me. Yeah.
Is dealing with
different people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Big
and
thing.
then just business, mate, in general, the reporting you have to do and all the stuff behind the scenes.
Dot the I's, cross the T's. Yep.
And you try and, you find some great operators on a project in an area you haven't been before. You obviously try and keep them with you and move them with you.
Yeah, got guys that have been with me from nearly the beginning.
Yep.
Yeah, 5 years.
Yeah. They're happy to move.
That's just part of the construction industry.
Yeah.
So they've been doing it all their lives.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
So if they, like, I work with them as well. If they're not in an area where they want to be, we'll try and find them a project closer to home.
Closer, some of the better guys like that,
Yeah.
and different times of their lives, I suppose, too, when they've got kids or something coming in. Yeah, try and help them out a lot.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of the workforce as well will just jump to another company where they want to work
for $2.
So, and that's just the construction industry.
Yep.
So it is, staff's always very difficult in this game.
Yeah, I bet it is, hey?
We got a lot of younger guys listening here that are probably maybe where you were 10 years ago or 8 years ago, and they're running a few bits of gear. We've had a few questions come through for the young guys that are sort of on the same growth trajectory as you. What would be some advice you might give them at this point in their career?
Just have a good attitude. Yeah. Show up every day, reliable, honest, and ask lots of questions.
Yeah.
And learn.
Yep.
Yeah. Try and learn as much as you can. Yeah.
Just turn up in it.
And be do a good job. Be proud of what you do.
Yep.
And you'll go a long way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good for a young guy, hey? But the buddy, they got to learn too about this FIFO and living away from home as well. It's it's not easy, eh?
It's not.
Yeah.
So I loved it.
Yep.
The hard part for me was just with my family.
Yep.
Being away from the missus and kids.
Yeah, and that's the thing, yeah.
But yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
When I was doing it. But I saw lots of guys come out and do a month and couldn't do it.
Oh, no. Yeah. I was talking to a lady yesterday, and they didn't even ring up from Brisbane and say they didn't make the plane. She get to the airport to pick them up, and they don't even show. Yeah. Oh, didn't catch the plane.
But I love the equipment and operating and the machines, whereas some guys are just doing it for the money.
Yeah.
That wasn't why the money was great, but I loved what I did.
Yeah.
So that made a big difference as well.
A big difference, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's I got a couple of my best mates have done it, and they've done it in and out of Korea, and they've done it in offshore rigs, and some guys deal with it better than others. And I've watched a close mate of mine, it looks very challenging from the outside looking in. You see, the mental aspect to it as well. Even if you don't have a family, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I couldn't do it. I take my hat off to anyone that does it.
There's good things about it, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get to see a lot of things, eh?
Yeah, get to see a lot. Yeah, you learn a lot of skills.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And camp's easy.
Yep.
If you got a good camp, good food,
yeah,
got a gym, you can get really fit.
Yeah.
Make good money. And then the time off too. Like, I've never had time off like that since I left mining.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So before I started my business, like, having that week off,
had plenty of
time to do stuff around the house and go surfing and ride motorbikes. Whereas once I started my business, didn't have time for that.
Yeah, throwing that out the window. Yeah.
So
Mate, you're looking like you still might get a bit of time in the gym every now and then.
I was going to say that.
You haven't fully given it away.
Yeah, it's very rare.
Hard, isn't it?
Hard to find the time.
Yeah. What's the date? Like, what time do you kick off? Are you up early? Are you?
I work late most of the time. So up reasonably early, but then it's not unusual for me to still be in the office at 6, 7 o'clock at night, or not getting home till 10 o'clock because I'm still doing stuff, working. Yeah.
Still travelling home,
Yeah. In the early days, it was even worse. It was like up at 4, home at 5, 6, and then down in have a quick feed, down in my shed, welding and
fixing stuff
till midnight, and then get up again and go the next day.
Yeah.
Now you guys have got the office. Do you try and leave it at the office and separate that?
I always have.
Yeah.
I've never brought work home.
But you got a phone.
Well, apart from that, but I was never the bloke that would come home and talk about work to my wife. Yeah, just leave it all at work.
Yep.
Yeah, apart from the phone ringing all the time and yeah.
You didn't leave it though. On the phone, she's listening. Oh, he's on the bloody phone again.
Yeah. I only just discovered Do Not Disturb mode. I've never knew what it was in all these years, and my wife showed me how to set it up.
I see that on your notifications.
So I don't get any notifications or anything. If I'm trying to focus on something, I just put it on Do Not Disturb, and then nothing comes through. So when you turn it off, you see who's called and everything, but that's my biggest thing.
My phone's on 24/7.
You wouldn't have that luxury, I don't think.
It's on. Yeah.
It's on. Yeah. I'm dealing with issues all the time.
Yeah.
So, and that's just my commitment to my business. That I'm there 24/7.
24/7. You're not going to let it slip. Yeah.
And with the focus on the mine stuff too, and that's, like a lot of that's 24/7 operations, then the WA time zone.
Yeah, that's time zones.
Mining's big days, 12 and a half hour days, which the civil guys aren't used to either.
Yep.
Doing
per shift.
Yeah. Doing, and then 14 days in a row and night shifts. So
they're not used to that bit. Yeah.
Some of them aren't.
Yeah.
You would have met a lot of people over there working WA in other mines. Any guys that you met and worked with then that now work for Leader?
I've had a lot of people, a couple of people that I've worked with come and work with me.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So it is a small industry, like the mining and the civil. You'll be surprised how often you meet the people that you've worked with.
You go, oh yeah, I was at that pit. Oh yeah.
So it's really important as a young guy to do the right thing.
Do the right thing.
Not get too many people offside.
Yeah, because you're gonna catch up with them. It's just and do the right thing by your old bosses or foremans, because at some point you're gonna see them again on another project.
100%. That's right, isn't it? Yeah. Even though a prick or something, you can take your hat off. Yep.
Well, you're a testament to this slogan that we use here when we're explaining why we did the podcast, and it's that today's operator is tomorrow's decision maker, mate, and you're living proof that's you never know 100%. Who's going to...
Isn't it, hey?
Yeah.
It could be the bloke who's signing off on your tender.
That's it.
Day.
Yeah. And Frosty said that's what you said, and then you go, that's a good saying, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to trademark that saying, actually. It's pretty powerful.
It was a good one.
Speaking of young guys' advice, things like that, we have got an overwhelming amount of audience questions that come through, and mate, for your sake, we've ripped a few of them out. So sorry, boys, if you're listening.
And want to know who does your hair and the shit like that. We're not going to say that.
Well, we might say that. We might ask one of them, but a lot of the questions were to do with your hair.
Yeah, right.
They're all your mates.
But, we won't do that.
So I don't know if I should say who asked some of these questions. Maybe we'll just ask the questions this time. A cat dozer is better than John Deere. Don't be scared to tell the truth.
Oh,
it depends on your application, mate.
Yeah.
Like for the work we do, cat dozers, they're the best.
Yeah.
They've been doing it so long, and they've ironed out a lot of the issues, and their design's really good. So, yeah, and you're like
probably in that size.
You've got a massive fleet of cat dozers, anywhere from a D2 all the way up to the D11, whereas the John Deeres have just got a couple of models.
Yep. They're still yellow.
Yeah. They're for what we do, cat dozers are the best.
Right.
Woody's on a global campaign to get John Deere green across the board, and he's starting here with Dirt and All Podcast. He wants to see all the gear green.
Ag green.
Yeah, I did like the John Deere.
Yep.
But it's just a different machine.
Hydrostatic.
Yep. different controls, low tracks.
Yep.
So I just find being an operator, my experience.
That high track machine, you like that?
Yeah. Love it.
Yep. Okay.
Very stable.
Yeah.
And then you've got that sprocket up out of the dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can grade.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think of that.
Grade really well with it.
Yeah. Less wear on your sprockets and,
So, and then not being, like I've had hydrostatic machines in the past too, and I just find the diff steer is a better fit.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, and a lot more like servicing and that with hydrostatic as well, isn't there?
Not sure. I wouldn't think there would be.
Yeah. Well, the pumps go in them, see?
Do they?
Yeah, for the overflow, like extra power coming in them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, with the hydrostatic, if you're up against a stump or something like that and you want to push it out, it is going to stall out. Like, the tracks just won't keep spinning.
Yep.
When you're in a cat, it's just keeps going. You'll just dig a hole. Just won't stop.
Won't stop. Yeah, right. Yeah.
So
probably a good segue.
It's a cat then.
The next question, and it wasn't, Brad didn't ask this question. Are you buying a deer after the factory tour with Brad?
Potentially.
Yeah. Order it in green.
Say if it can be done, we will.
The graders, mate, they are really good. I rate them.
Yeah.
So, and that premium circle, it's going
to be the game changer. Yeah. So
love the cat graders, they're awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. But my only issue with the cat grader is the circle.
At the circle at the moment. Yep. Is it the JD a bit dearer at the moment with that circle group?
There is a little bit of extra price difference, I think, for the circle, but just depends on your negotiating, mate.
Yeah.
So you're in a pretty good position.
The local forestry guys here, they want that 6-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we only get the 6-wheel drive graders.
Yep.
Like
even off cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, 150s. So
150 all-wheel drives. They're the only graders we really want.
Yep.
So,
and that's better pulling the front, I suppose.
Yeah, mate, just more versatile. So you get a shower of rain one night, the grader can go out and trim the roads off, whereas it's just a bit harder to do with the standard 4-wheel drive diff lock.
Like the old girls,
not having the front-wheel drive. And then just some of the tasks you're doing as well on site, having that front-wheel drive is really handy. So, and that's what.
And they're all, aren't they, front-wheel drive, the John Deere's, aren't they?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they are.
Ask Brad on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a learning curve for us too as we've done the show. Like, as DJI typically deals with cat components, bit Hitachi, bit Liebherr.
Yep.
But yeah, slowly becoming more privy to it.
Yeah, you're hearing a lot more of it now.
Yeah. I'll tell you who the next one was. It was Hannah Legg, her engineering. We've had her on the show here. She's the winner of New South Wales Woman in Mining Award. She asked, what is Phil's favourite bit of equipment? Please say excavators and why.
You want specific machine?
Yeah,
mate. Yeah.
She's a digger fanatic, so
look, it probably would be excavators. Yeah. And dozers not far behind.
Yeah. So once they brought that blade out on an excavator, that was a game changer. A blade on an excavator.
Oh, I'm not a fan of them.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, well, there you go.
Excavators for digging.
Yep, okay.
Rip the blades off.
Yep.
The only thing the blade's good for is leveling yourself out on a hill, on a small, like on a 15-tonner when you want to jack yourself up level. Yeah, they're not built to doze and push material
Stuff
around.
final drives probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a dozer.
There you go. Right,
the diggers for using the bucket.
Yep.
So
the digger.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll ever own a 996?
I'll never say never, mate.
Yeah.
Why not?
Is it like a personal goal?
Look,
it'll be 9600 by then.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Big leader logo would look great up on the I reckon.
Yeah.
This is a guy, Caleb Olsford, asked, and we've pretty much covered it. Mining or civil contracts, what's the preference?
Oh, they're both good. Yeah. They've both got their ups and downs, mate, but my background's mining. I sort of want to push a little bit more into that.
Yep.
And,
bulk moves.
Bulk earthworks.
Yep.
Yeah. Cut to fills. Yeah. And pre-strips, rehab. That's where I'd like to see my business move
definitely.
into.
Yeah.
But, still enjoy the civil and
and you do both anyway. Yeah.
Yep.
I am going to ask the last one because it was from Buddy. Who does your hair?
Good one, Buddy. Himself there.
Buddy, does he do it for you?
No.
He should be.
Yeah, mate. It's been great chatting. We wrap it up with 5 quick ones. My first question is, where do you keep all your cat merch? You must have a fair bit after all these purchases over the years. I reckon those guys would be throwing a fair few hats and things your way.
Yeah, not enough.
Yeah.
Give us some more. We'll go.
Hey, what's the best
give it out
piece?
to the boys.
Yeah.
And I got a fair bit of it in my closet. So
Yeah.
You got a model collection?
I don't. No.
I got one piece. Woods has a lot.
I've got a few. We've got a few up the back there too. Yeah.
Like I've got a couple. I wouldn't call it a collection though that I've got sitting somewhere. That's
I got one. When David retired from here, he had a collection upstairs, and he had this silver, like a chrome die-cast
D11. Oh, you got that? Did you?
Everyone wanted it, and I rang him up and said, "Can I have it?" And he said, "Yeah, you can have it." So I've got that. That's me.
Okay. Okay. What does your weekend look like, and how do you wind down?
Sometimes I work.
It's Friday today. Yeah.
Oh, look, love fishing.
Yep.
So I've got a big boat and just love going out on that fishing when
Deep
the
sea
good.
fishing or yep.
Otherwise, I'm just working at
Working.
home. Yep.
Yep.
So hanging out with the kids, go to the beach.
Yep.
Yeah. But I still work a lot over weekends, planning and
Where do you guys go to the beach from Mulwillumbah? Where do you...
Kingscliff, Cabarita, Kira, go up to Coolangatta.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful beaches.
Yeah.
Best part of Australia.
Yeah. Except the real estate's too bloody dear up there.
It is. It is pretty.
Gone through the roof since Chris turned up there.
Yeah.
That's a good segue to the next question, mate. When are we going on your boat, and where's your favourite place to fish up the coast?
Oh, look, I think it'd be up on around Fraser Island. Be my favourite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You didn't answer the first part.
When are we going? Go fishing, mate, whenever you want. So, always after a good day.
Mate, I honestly don't know. Mate,
good deal.
as I said to you,
But if you get seasick, I'm not coming in.
no, mate, I take the travel calms and just float along half asleep the whole time just to be safe.
They do that to you.
We went on a fishing trip up to Cape York for a week with my old man a little while ago. Never caught a GT before. Went up, caught GT. It was a great trip, but I have been known to get seasick. So the whole time I was there, every morning I was having a travel calm, and I didn't realise they had like an antihistamine effect. We'd be on this boat and I'd just be falling asleep, and I just couldn't work it out. I thought, fuck, I'm so exhausted. What's happening to me? Then realised that the every morning dose of Travacalm just
knocked you out.
Barely remember half the trip.
Jump in for a swim. That fixes you.
Yeah. No, well, there's too many crocs up there, man. I wasn't risking it. It's a bit dicey. What
was your last song you've listened to in the car?
Oh.
Hey?
What were you pumping on the way in the driveway, Phil?
Probably some Rufus, mate. What about you? Hey? What was yours?
Mate, I was listening to a pop punk playlist, and it had a heap of covers, and it was a punk rock cover of the song "Since You've Been Gone" by like Kelly Clarkson or someone like that, a bit different.
Okay.
I listen to a lot of Rufus too, but mate, I'd mix it up, bit of country. I thought you'd be a bit of a country guy, but I know
I don't mind a bit of country.
Tell you the truth, I've never heard of Rufus.
Have you? You would have heard.
Probably.
You would have.
I had Luke Combs cranking.
Yeah.
That's the game.
As you can tell, Woods is fairly into country.
You going to the Luke Combs concert?
No, we went to Garth Brooks over there in America.
Yeah.
Oh, best concert ever been to if you're a country fan. Yeah, so it was cool. But I'd like to see him one day. Yeah.
Rufus just announced their show next year in Brizzy. They announced it a year out. It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Mate.
Yeah, I haven't heard.
Leader might have to get a corporate VIP section there.
Yeah.
Introduce me to him.
Last question, mate. We ask everyone, if you could give your 18-year-old self any advice, what would it be?
Just ask more questions. Learn as much as you can.
2 ears, 1 mouth.
Yeah. And just, I don't know, mate. That's
work
hard.
Have a go.
Have a have a go. Good attitude.
Good attitude. Yep.
Yeah.
Sweet. Eat more bananas.
Yeah.
Potassium.
Thanks, mate. It's been great. Appreciate you coming in.
Thanks.
Thanks, Phil.
Beautiful.
Thanks, mate.
Catch ya.